hear the phone.
All right. Just keep talking to me. Make sure we get the audio good.
Yeah, hello. This is Amy. Little Big Talk with Amy. I'm excited that you guys are all here. Are we on?
Give me one second. I'm getting an ad. So let me make sure.
Trixie on a scooter.
All right. Of course. Yeah, go.
Go? Okay, hi. I hope you guys can all hear me. Sorry I am a few minutes late. But whenever you do something, which I think is kind of big for me because you're doing it on, I'm doing it on my own with two very great people who come to my house each and every day, you always kind of run into some technical difficulties. So sometimes we get off to a little bit slower start. So thanks for hanging with me. You are on Little Big Talk with Amy, and I'm so excited that you are here. We're kind of doing this every other week, kind of experimenting with a Saturday, see if that works for a lot of people. Not only my home area, the Portland, Northwest, West Coast, but also for all of you guys that are all over the States and sometimes even all over the world. One of the great things that I thought about last week was that you guys, even though you can't directly talk to me, you can by asking me questions, giving me your input, giving me your thoughts, which I totally appreciate because I really look at Little Big Talk as kind of you and me helping each other out, inspiring each other, kind of needing that long distance person to just say, you know what, you're doing great. You're doing great. I don't know you very well, but I believe enough in you that whatever you're doing, you're going to hang in there and do wonderful. So thanks for being on, and it was really interesting because other people were talking with each other as they typed and chatted, and they signed up on Facebook with each other, so I thought that was really cool. Even though you don't personally meet one another, you might gain a friend on Facebook because that is the world we live in now, technology. And hopefully sometimes we can really get to know some great people all over the country. So again, thank you for being on Little Big Talk with Amy. And it looks like I got Nicole and her mom Cindy from Canada. I'd like to know where you're at in Canada, because the one thing that I tell Canadians is that I have been to every province, not territories, but hang on, don't ruin that. Every province in Canada, British Columbia, all the way to Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia. Beautiful country, beautiful area. I grew up in Michigan, so obviously Windsor and all that area, and camping a lot. Anyway, I guess we've got people from Colorado, New York, Colorado. That's my brother's hometown, so I'm going to have him log in one time. Lafayette by Boulder, New York. Gotta love New York City. But you know what people forget? The whole state of New York. Buffalo, even though you get a lot of snow, that whole area is gorgeous. I don't pronounce this correctly, but it's the Adirondack. Yeah, whatever, your mountains out there. Gorgeous. Been there as a kid, went camping, lovely. And then it looks like California. Looks like Catalina, but California, obviously California. In fact, I was just there. Wisconsin, and it looks like Sweden, Atlanta, Washington, Texas, Utah, North Carolina, Nebraska. And that's one of the things I love about Little Big Talk, because out of the things that we've done on the show with Little People, Big World, is I've really gotten to know and meet a lot of great people all over the country. And for you to join me on here is my way to stay connected to that, stay connected to what is happening to you, what is happening in your area, what are some of your thoughts. And there's a lot of stuff going on in our country, in the world, and I just think this is a place where how do we balance ourselves, how do we stay grounded, how do we really continue to do the best in our community. And my community starts off with myself, and part of that community also consists of my kids, my family, so lots of stuff. So feel free in the middle of this, give me your thoughts, your inputs, or something of a topic that you want me to talk on later on. But I believe the reason I started Little Big Talk, because I love to talk, but it is my way of getting inspired by you. Like I said, I've met some wonderful people, but what's going on in your life really inspires me, and hopefully I can do the same. And depending on the subjects we talk about or what's going on in your life, we'll support each other. Oh, Michigan, Ann Arbor, New Hampshire, England, Michigan. Who from Michigan? Where are you in Michigan? It must be Ann Arbor, Michigan. So that's another great city in, U of M, obviously. But my parents live in Chelsea area. And great little small town, and Ann Arbor's not far from that. So thank you. Thank you for being on board, Michigan. A couple other things that I just thought, little news tidbits that I thought was interesting. There's so much out there. One of them, obviously, next week, it's like the whole country will stop on a Sunday, probably for about 3 hours, to watch one of the biggest games in our whole sports arena, and that's the Super Bowl. I was kind of disappointed because some of the teams that I wanted to win didn't. I think it was the Ravens. They lost. Bummer. That poor guy who kicked the field goal. Oh, I feel for that man. Then the 49ers. I wanted the 49ers to win. But they played a little sloppy, a little couple of errors, and those poor guys, I wouldn't want to be them on their team. So I have to vote. It's the Giants and the Patriots, and I have to root for the Giants. Because I'm afraid if I don't, my trainer is really going to hurt me and make me work out too hard if I cheer on the other team. So I'm going to cheer on the Giants. In fact, David, sorry I couldn't be at Suck It Up Fitness boot camp this morning because I was getting ready for a little big talk. So I'm sure he's going to work me hard on Tuesday. The other person that's on, Tony. Tony from Impact Northwest, wonderful nonprofit organization that Amy Roloff Charity Foundation has supported in a small way with our toy drive and helped them out. So we just met with Tony yesterday. Great guy, great person, and I'm looking forward to working with him and seeing what the Amy Roloff Charity Foundation can help and support Impact Northwest. So thank you for being on, Tony. I appreciate that. Another kind of thing in little news is the biggest thing, because I love to cook. I have a publisher. I'm putting out my cookbook. I'm hoping it'll be published in October. Is the whole thing about Paula Deen. That was a tough one for me at first to embrace. Because she has been cooking for so long and what she cooks, I think people also have to take it with a grain of salt. Because she does that kind of cooking, Southern cooking, very rich, butter and just gravy and just, the richness of that food that Southern cooking has, is that sometimes we have to take into account that it is a show, it is a cooking show. And a lot of foods that these chefs and these personalities, food personalities, is not really what they may eat every day. I would have loved for her to have come out and said that she had diabetes, but that is also a personal perspective that why do we always have to divulge some of our, personal things that are happening in our life. But it would have been great to incorporate that maybe some people who have diabetes can modify some of these recipes, or if they do, they have to still watch what's happening in their health. And Matt has diabetes, and thankfully he's really been able to monitor it with diet, because obviously Matt doesn't do a lot of physical stuff because of his type of dwarfism. But anyway, I just felt for Paula Deen because of the timing of unfortunately her having to indicate that she does have diabetes, the severity of people that have diabetes and what they have to do to monitor it. It really can take a toll on your life, your health. But there are ways, working with your health professional and your diet that you can really help monitor it, or whatever, is happening. But I think we got to be careful of not, hounding her so much. And she's done some really great things. But remember, all of these cooking shows and everything don't take that they have that food every day. It's not like breakfast for my kids. I'd have to say half the time it's cereal. Because for some reason I got up late, my kids got up late, they're rushing around, and it's like bowl of cereal, milk, glass of orange juice, out the door we go. So it's not like I'm cooking them eggs and bacon and biscuits and gravy and, omelets or, all of those things every morning for breakfast. So take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I think the timing of it is what's really upset a lot of people on her coming out that. But she's done some great stuff in the cooking world. So I wish her all the best, really, because that is something that she's going to have to really, obviously she's thought about, but something that she's really going to have to watch and keep an eye on. So good luck to you. Good health, Paula. I'm hoping for all the best for you. The other thing, how many more celebrities are we going to have to hear that the relationship is falling apart? How many celebrities are we going to have to hear that they can barely get through 1 year, let alone more than 90 days, or maybe 7 years of marriage? I think the hardest thing when you have that kind of intensity of celebrities, especially when both of you are heavily into your celebrity, the media, movies, whatever you're doing, music, whatever you're doing, the intensity of dealing with the public as individuals and then together, the intensity of your workload and the pressure that places on you, especially when you have kids. Then you're traveling. How much are you, together, apart? Or when you are together, you're in the public a lot, or you have to show up for this event as a couple. What kind of downtime you have. I mean, I can't imagine that kind of intensity. But also, I always go into it, marriage is work. I don't care if you're just the regular, marriage out there, woman, guy, whatever it may be. Marriage in itself is just tough. There's roads that, look at my life. My marriage has been pretty much shown on Little People, Big World. And there are moments when I would have said, Matt, out the door, I can't handle you anymore. Too much. But you find ways that you can compromise, you can tolerate, you find that little thing about that person that, okay, let's see if we can get over this hump and change or continue to move forward and make it different. So, when these celebrities, when they say, oh, well, we don't get along anymore, or it's not working out, like I said, they don't need to, they necessarily do not have to give us the details of their marriage. But I think they need to be encouraging to others that sometimes it doesn't work out. We've tried. But, when you get, end a marriage like in 72 days or a year and a half, 7 years, I don't know. It's hard to tell people what to do and how to hang in there. All I can say is that marriage takes work. And sometimes you may have to give up more of yourself for a temporary time period to get over that hump and then get back to yourself again in order to figure out, who. It's a give and take. It's absolutely a give and take. But, when you're dealing with someone that takes and never gives, or in your impression never gives, there's a problem. And unfortunately, if you got wandering eyes and they go off to somewhere else, that's a problem. So some of the choices you make, it's both people. Both people are in this. So I obviously feel for the kids, because that is definitely hard on the kids. Sorry about that. My computer is going in crazy mode here. So marriage, Heidi, and then there's Demi Moore and Ashton. Though they were together for a long time, they were only married a brief time. But maybe the age difference came into play there. Maybe it was different things that came into their life. People do change. Matt and I, where we're at this year, it's going to be 25 years. 25 years. I know. I've got to say woohoo on that, because I'm like, years ago, I never thought I'd make it to 25 years. Because when you first get married, you do have this fantasy, you do have this illusion, this fairy tale of what your relationship's going to be like, or what your relationship is always going to be like. But you change. Whether it be economics changes your life. What you want to do in life changes your life. Oh my goodness, bringing kids into your life changes who you are. So it's a matter of balancing those changes that are happening to the individual, but hopefully your core of who you are still remains the same. So anyway, marriage, you guys hang in there. it cracks me up that a lot of the TV shows about marriage or about weddings, about dresses in, getting the wedding dress and those types of things that are revolving around weddings are so popular. And in some ways, I'm like, well, gosh, that's crazy because our society is indicating that we've got a high divorce rate, which is sad in itself. But it also encourages me because I think there's still hope out there of what marriage stands for, what it can bring, what it does for a couple. That the stability in their life, the belief, the giving, the compromising that two people do when you have really like marriage. So anyway, it gives me hope. Matt and I have married 25 years in September, so we haven't quite made it there. But we're in our 25th year of marriage. So anyway, a lot of things. And basically what I'm saying is don't always hold up celebrities to such a high pedestal and such a high standard because they deal with everyday issues, just like you and I. So anyway, another story. Hey, good morning, Molly. Yes, my kids are just getting up. Hi. Hey. Hi. Oh, no, the camera's up there.
Hi.
I was just talking about little news. The Heidi and Seal thing. They're broken up. Marriage.
Oh,
Heidi Klum.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry about that. She just got up. And
oh boy.
Katy Perry. Who was she married?
Brand.
Russell. Yes, Russell.
Brand.
And the whole Russell Brand. And so that whole marriage
That one
thing
kind of surprised me for some reason.
I think it surprised a lot of people, but then again, their characters are kind of different. I mean, they're great people, but they're so different from each other. But I was just talking that marriage is rough, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Mom and Dad have gone up and down in a roller coaster, haven't we? Mm-hmm. And here we are, 25 years. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Yeah. So what are you doing today?
I think I'm going to the mall.
What is the little news in your life?
I think I'm going to the mall with Sarah and Paige because they're looking for dresses.
What are they looking for dresses for?
For winter formal.
Okay, I'm going to say to everyone again because I'm so excited. Oh, yeah, little Spiky.
Kitty.
Is at Molly, are you picking one of my dresses?
Yeah.
My daughter, how tall are you? About 5'9"?
Yep.
She's about 5'9". And how tall is your mom?
I don't know.
About 4'2"?
4'2".
So I'm about 4'2". Molly is about 5'9". And guess what? As a mom, I'm so excited because I never thought this would happen in my life. Molly has picked out one of my formal dresses to wear to her formal dance at her school. So who would have thought that an average sized daughter is going to fit into a little person dress? Now the dress on her, I mean, I always tell people I may be little, but I'm not petite. I'm just short. The dresses on her go down to her knees, maybe slightly below her knees or just a tad above her knees, where on me, it's definitely mid-calf or close to my ankles. So it's like a long dress on me, where Molly, every dress that she has tried on, I'm like, oh, just take it. Oh, take this dress, because basically it looks so much more better on you.
More better.
Well, it looks so much more better. It looks better on her than it does me because she's just got, she's just so great.
I realized it's Saturday. Don't you usually do this on Friday?
No, we changed to Saturdays. We're doing Little Big Talk on Saturdays and now just kind of getting the timing down, seeing, the interest of people, if this day works for a lot of them. I've got Tony that I met just yesterday. Lisa and I met Tony from Impact Northwest, but we got people all over the country.
Yeah.
So say hi.
Hi.
And say thank you.
Thank you.
And we thank you too for being here.
I'm going to go get a breakfast now.
Thank you. Well, I've got some of that breakfast crumb cake if you want some.
Okay.
The other story that I really wanted to talk about too, which I thought was an interesting web news type of thing, was that there was this boy, I think as a young child, he had cancer and I believe it was leukemia. Yeah, I think it was leukemia. Is that right? Leukemia?
Yes.
Yeah, leukemia, cancer. And gratefully, he survived that. He went through the whole chemo thing. He lost his hair, and all that other stuff. Well, now that I think he's in high school. He has decided to grow his hair out, grow his hair out. But unfortunately, he got suspended from school because he had too long of a hair. The school policy for boys is that he has to have a certain length of hair and everything. And I totally get that. I've sent my kids to a private school. I don't know exactly how strict the public schools are. But, you know, the private schools, which I think he kind of went to, they're very adamant. This is school policy, whatever. And I thought, I'm all for policy. I'm all for rules, because they keep us in a boundary. They keep us all on the same, you know, environment when you're so close-knit, such as the school, helping us to understand what to expect, the respect of others, behaviors, all that stuff. But when you have a young boy who really wants to do something good for someone else, that this is a situation, in my opinion, that the school board really needs to be flexible enough and say, you know what, because there's a short time limit or whatever, that you're going to grow your hair out, that you want to do it for, it's for that Locks of Love organization. He's doing it for that. That you want to, you know, give back and do something that you need to do personally, and then cut all your hair off, or maybe, you know, he gets a buzz cut or whatever, you know, guys will do, or however long their hair can grow. I personally thought the school board needed to be flexible, but he's been out of the school for a week right now until the school board can figure out how to modify or how to change the policy to be flexible enough to have this boy back in school. I'm like, people, this is not rocket science. Get the boy back in school. Let him do what he wants to do. All the kids need to understand that, no, the policy still stands unless you legitimately are doing something for a well-known, recognizable, you know, cause or nonprofit. So anyway, I thought that was just a really interesting news tidbit in there, because, yeah, it's like, oh, in fact, we just, Lisa just told me this one thing that's happening in the Portland, Oregon area here, and unfortunately, I don't know all the details, but his sister, unfortunately, got killed, murdered, by her boyfriend up in the
northeast area of Portland.
Yeah, northeast area of Portland. And and I think, and it was a high school girl. I think that just recently happened, or a week ago, 2 weeks, or
no, that happened quite a while, about 6 to 8 months ago.
Okay, it happened about 6 to 8 months ago. Sometimes dealing with such a tragedy in your own family, number one, you may never get over it. Number two, it takes you a long, long time to handle it, embrace it, you know, figure out what's going on. How do you look at other people, and, you know, just the frustration, just life in itself, especially for such a young person. And this boy was 11 years old. So whatever frustration or whatever was going on to him, he went on our MAX train that we have in the Portland area here. And for some reason, he was with a couple of friends. He had a gun with him. He bumped into this woman who had her 3-year-old daughter, or 3-month or child, in a stroller. And, you know, she just, you know, probably just gently said, hey, you know, be careful, because, you know, I've got my daughter in the stroller here, you know. And, well, I guess he turned around, said some verbal stuff to her. It was really harsh, and was flashing the gun, you know, in this MAX train type of thing. Well, obviously, I would be petrified and scared too. And so she moved to another car, because you can do that, I guess, or another part of the train. And she immediately called the police, because she wasn't sure what was going to happen. And they happened to apprehend this young person. And if the public really hears that, they would say, oh, this boy needs to go to jail. He needs to be locked away, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Which maybe most cases, you know, some of them should go to juvenile or whatever. But I hope that as the public either learns or doesn't learn, or as the judge learns about the story about some of these young people and how they're lashing out, because maybe the parents are having a hard time dealing with their daughter's death. Maybe they weren't paying attention or able to deal with what their son was going through, whatever the reason is. But we just, you know, I just found out really that his sister got murdered by her boyfriend, fiance, or something like that. Well, obviously she was in high school, so by her boyfriend. And he was lashing out because there was nowhere else to go. I mean, what do you do? So to me, it's like we still need to give hope to these young people and help them get through the consequences, because he definitely needs to serve the consequences. but not to be so harsh to lay down the gauntlet and that he has no hope of life anymore. So anyway, little news. I don't know. Some of that was kind of big to me. So what's happening on Facebook? Questions or
Questions. We've
Yeah.
got some questions.
yeah? What? Because my computer's not working here, so I apologize
Do
for
you want
that.
me to read them to you, or do you want them on the paper?
If you can read them, because you're my little sidekick behind the scenes, Lisa.
All right, got it. Okay, we want to know how tall are the kids. We know Molly's 5'9". Do
Okay.
you know how tall Jacob is?
Molly's about 5'9". Jeremy is about 6 feet.
I'd say 5'11". Is he 6 feet?
Well, we'll give him the inch. Molly's saying 5'11", but I'll give him that inch. So he's 6 feet. Jacob is probably about what, 5'5"?
Wow.
Yeah.
5'6"?
Quite a bit shorter than me.
I'd say about 5'5". Jacob's about 5'5". And Zachary's a little taller than me, so he's about 4'4". Because I'm 4'2". Okay, people, I need those 2 inches.
And what
all right?
about
4'2".
Matt?
Oh yeah, what about Matt? Forgot about that guy. Well, if he were to really be able to stand up straight on his crutches and everything, he's probably about as tall as I am. He likes to say he's 4'4", and I'm like, well, I don't know when you were 4'4", but anyway, I'm taking away the 2 inches from him. So he's probably about 4'2". So, we got a lot of ranges in here.
Yeah.
I personally think Jacob needs to eat a little more healthier. Maybe, nutrition, I think, does affect
'Cause
life,
you do
body,
cook.
physically.
You cook that
well,
way,
I
but
know.
he just
I cook
chooses-
food all the time, don't I?
but
I
he
mean, it's a
chooses
little bit
to
harder that the kids are older because they're all over the place, and
Schedules.
I don't want to
and
be
all this.
cooking food in the kitchen in this great meal. It's like, oh yeah, really? 3 hours later you're showing up? Okay. So I'm losing kind of the motivation unless I know that somebody's going to be here. But Molly usually is. Molly usually is here.
Cool. Hey Molly, when is the dance? Somebody wanted to know when the dance is.
February 3rd.
Yeah, February 3rd.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
The night and day before our Flip Flop Lemon Drops from our
Oh,
auction
our big
event.
party.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Very nice.
I think
very
someone else had a question about speaking.
nice. I didn't see anything about
I think
just where
Craig,
you're going. Yeah.
Craig had a question about when I do speaking. I do speaking engagements all over the country, couple a month or average about a couple a month. And he had asked me if I ever stay over an extra day to visit or see the area if I've never been to.
Yeah, instead of just flying in and
Oh,
out.
people, yes, I do, because I love to travel. And if I if I really haven't been to that area before, sometimes I may just walk the streets, especially if it's a small town. Just pop into the coffee shop, go to the couple of stores, or depending on what's happening.
See what's going on in the community.
Yeah, just to say that I've been there, just to feel it, breathe it, maybe meet some of the people, or occasionally. Occasionally I've met some of the people. Yeah, I've been known to say
Befriend somebody.
I befriend everybody.
Yes.
Sometimes I've met some people at the speaking engagement, but because I'm staying a day over, they'll take me around and show me some of the highlights that
Fun.
if you're not, know
Lucci
the
from
area.
the Netherlands, was she somebody when you're in the Netherlands?
You know what? I don't know if I ever met Lucci from the Netherlands when I was there. I don't think I was. I did.
But you were in the Netherlands.
Yes,
and had
and
some fun.
well, that's a prime example too. When I went over to the Netherlands, believe me, I did not just fly over there, do a speaking engagement, and fly back. I at least wanted to see something.
Yeah,
and
you
so
had to.
I took like 4 days extra, and stayed there because I still had kids back home, and got to get going on with life. But no, during speaking engagements, if I can, if it permits, I usually take a day, sometimes 2, depending on where it's at, just to, meet other people from the area, tour, see the sights, or, just simple as just walking the streets, going to the little shops, having the little coffee shop. What else?
Okay, couple quick questions because
Yeah.
we do have a wonderful guest coming on.
We do. We do have a fabulous guest, and she was
I
on
can't
here
wait.
before.
Yes.
And I'm really disappointed that I may not be able to wear those glasses again. I'm not sure if I have those glasses.
No, there might be something going on.
So we'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
She always comes up with
Oh
something.
my
so-
gosh, I love her.
Yeah.
So, okay, how are Zach and Tori doing?
Oh yeah, Zach and Tori. I think a lot of people, if you've seen Little People Big World, the last episode in January 22nd, she's a lovely girl. I really like Tori.
she's on.
She's great. she's balanced. She reminds me a lot like Molly. She's smart.
She does.
She's balanced. She's fun. She's not drama, and she's not,
kind of low key.
like you don't necessarily have to light a fire underneath her. I mean, she's just balanced. She's really good.
Sweet.
She's really good for Zach, I think. If it'd be great if they, maintain whatever relationship they've got
Take their
going
time,
on.
right?
Oh God,
Take their
yeah.
time. It's only been what? 7?
Because Zachary can sometimes, be black and white, cold and warm, kind of a little, temper tantrum.
Guess who just came in?
Oh yeah, he's coming and going.
Hey, Matt.
Matt.
Would you like to come and say hi? I have a question that actually has to do with Coda.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. I was looking for my ham.
Oh,
my new,
sorry to interrupt.
Did my ham go away?
Well, I didn't eat your ham.
Oh.
We had pigs
Come on in.
butchered. We have done this in the past on the farm, and Matt, because of Noah's Ark, and we had some extra pigs that we were raising, and so now we have in fact,
You don't want to say this publicly. Some people don't like killing their own pet pigs.
well,
They weren't pets,
to
right?
us, we're a farm, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, I tried the bacon last night for the first time.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Wonderful.
So the only thing I could think about waking up today was
Ham.
I didn't do that.
with
Yeah,
my
I didn't do it.
sausage.
But you have kids in the house.
Oh,
It doesn't
'cause
stay,
I
right?
smell it. I smell something cooked. So. The bacon's
Well,
gonna go fast. I'm gonna be
I have a
stingy.
I have a pork loin roast
Yeah,
cooking
delicious.
too. So,
Yeah, but it wasn't raised by me, right?
well, no, but
Okay, we'll taste test it.
but no, I have a pork loin roast, and so if this tastes good, obviously I know our pigs will taste good too.
Okay.
So,
So,
yeah,
Put
yeah.
your
I'm
rec-
sure we've got some. I didn't eat the
Put
bacon.
your recipes to my pork. We're gonna be set.
Oh yeah,
Fabulous.
absolutely.
Fabulous.
Because the one thing about, but the thing is, if people are upset, the one thing that I like about raising some of your own animals, there's such a big push about organic, whether it be organic meat, organic vegetables. It's not processed. It's
No chemicals.
there's no chemicals.
Healthy.
They're healthy. They're roaming. I mean, it's not like they're
We
in these
didn't
little
even
areas.
have to expand the carbon footprint to grow grain, or because we just used old pumpkins to feed them. So these
Yeah.
should have
Really?
a pumpkin flavor.
Oh, that's pretty
So you talk about
cool.
recycling,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
cycle
that's
of life.
awesome.
You,
Wow.
you grow your meat out of your leftover pumpkins.
So I mean, I
Wow.
think, we've done good. So
Sustainable.
if people, if you're a vegetarian, hey, that's great. That that's what you do. But
I could
I
swear
think
that
raising
that bacon had just a tad of a pumpkin flavor
Oh.
to it.
it could have.
It's
Was it
It
orange?
coulda.
It looked pretty good.
So we have a question. How are things going with Coda?
Actually, very, very good. We just had a board meeting 2 nights ago and made some changes on the board, added some people in, some new energy, and Marty is getting ready to. We just received, or we're in the eve of receiving a pretty substantial grant that we had applied for and been working on.
Wonderful.
So
What's it gonna go for?
go for adoptions. We
Okay,
did 5 adoptions last year, helped financially with 5 adoptions. And
Help people through that process because
Well-
adopting, especially if you're adopting overseas, is it costs a lot of
Yeah,
money.
and explain
we don't get
Coda.
involved in the child selection or the vetting or anything. We wait until they already have their adoption and their home study done and everything, and then we help financially. Usually it's the flight over to get the children. It's
Oh.
expensive. They have to go over, say, to Korea.
And they may have to stay there for a few
They have to
days.
stay there for a
and
few
stuff.
weeks, a lot
Yeah.
of time. So we also help with a couple of educational scholarships through LPA. So we just kind of we raise money, give money to Little People America, and have them figure out who needs it.
Kind of what we
Love
do
it.
with Amy
Very
Roloff
close.
Church
Pass through.
Foundation.
Pass through charity.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Because-
we're real excited about it, and it still continues to tick on. We don't put nearly as much time and energy and success as Amy puts into Amy Roloff, but we
But it's our own little part. I mean, you're definitely focusing on some key areas where
Yeah.
Little People of America as an organization may not have the resources or their time to really,
Yeah.
highlight individuals, and pick and choose, who you give that money to. And to me, those are key areas. I mean,
Yeah.
we're big advocates on education, especially if you're a little person. Get that.
LPA, it's spread very thin with their resource. They have a lot of areas they want to cover with little people, and we just help inject a few funds every year into key areas that don't always get the attention that they need. Adoptions and scholarships is going to become
Excellent.
our main focus area.
And one of the things about adoption is people adopting little people that might, be lost in a system somewhere overseas. But we also know little people couples that unfortunately can't have kids and would like to, go
It's
and adopt
amazing how-
also.
and
Like our good friends, Rob and Amy.
Yeah, we don't have any big events, but we just sort of the money just trickles in through word of mouth through a lot of people set it up, list a couple bucks at a time through the PayPal account, and that seems to be able to do what we need to do. So we're excited about it.
Well, good.
Good. Well,
That's
thank
good.
you for
Yeah,
stopping
you bet.
by.
You guys have fun.
Because
All
he's
right.
busy
Back
on the
up to
farm,
work.
people,
All right,
even
yeah.
on a Saturday.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Let's hold off. I have one more question, but our guest has been here for a little while.
Okay,
Let's bring her
what
in.
is the question?
What are your plans for 2020?
Yes. We'll answer.
Well-
You guys keep piling up those questions. Give me your ideas and input for what you want to hear on Little Big Talk, and I'll do some more questions in a little bit later. But at least I had indicated we have. In fact, I'm going to even let her explain what she does in life because I wanted her to come on because I'm kind of doing this long thing about, either your second act in life or when changes happen unbeknownst to anything that you have done, but life changes that just happen to happen. How do you move forward? How do you gain your momentum as an individual, maybe as a mom? How do you deal with your family? But she is, not that she's gone through a lot, but she's definitely had some changes and stuff. Wonderful person, funny, but it's Anne Louise Sterry.
Yay!
And, hi, good to see you.
Good to see you
Gosh,
too.
I'm so excited you were willing to come out to my farm because it can be kind of far for some people. But
Well, let me
to,
just tell you, I'm dying to have that bacon.
Well, yeah,
I want to
know.
have that
See?
home-raised bacon.
It's good. And we had some of it yesterday, and I thought it's not as salty, as
Fresh.
Right, because
in the store or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
no,
all,
it's good.
I'm so on it.
Yeah.
I'll bring you a pig you could raise for me maybe. And
Oh, do that.
wouldn't that be so?
Oh my gosh.
I want, because we've been looking for, we want to find happy.
That could be something we do.
Sustainable.
I wanna
No,
find
that
this-
we could have an area where people raise their animals
I
and
have
they
a
come
friend
out
that does
here,
chickens.
or they pay us certain.
I have
and
a
we
friend
say,
that does chickens
Yes,
that
yes.
way.
"Oh, Matthew,
Yeah.
Yes, I want
I've got
yes.
an idea. Maybe we do
Yes,
pigs and
Matthew,
chickens."
Yes.
chickens. I want
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyway, see, a new part of our life.
Oh, listen.
There we go, a new part of our
Yeah.
life. One thing I wanted to tell you, you
Yeah.
were talking about marriage, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to tell you guys something that just happened to me last night.
Yeah, no,
so
please
Bob
do.
and I have been married for 37 and
See,
a half
I mean,
years.
good job.
Right.
That is such a rarity nowadays.
And you are absolutely right. It's work.
It is work.
There's no like marriage that's like this.
No.
Marriage is like this.
Yeah.
And you make a decision whether you're going to stay
Yeah.
and work it out. But okay, so when we were engaged, he was from England.
Yeah.
He came to live in America. He had no money, so we got engaged here. He borrowed $40 from my sister to buy my engagement ring.
Oh, wow.
It was a pearl.
Yeah.
And that pearl fell out 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And after the 3rd time, I said, well, I don't think we should replace this anymore. I mean, the
Yeah.
pearl replacing it cost $20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so when probably I want to say, let me think, 20 years ago, he bought me this. I'm not sure where to show it.
I know.
This
I'm not sure
little
if they'll be able
tiny
to see
ring,
it, but
this
yeah.
beautiful little sapphire. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Our
When's your
daughter
birthday?
helped. August.
Oh, mine's
Not
September
Sapphire.
because Sapphire.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah.
No.
Sapphire,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So our daughter was 8, and
Yeah.
they went together to pick it out to replace my
Wow.
engagement ring. Well, after 10 years, this sapphire fell out. And I've had this setting with no sapphire and the pearl setting, the original one, in my jewelry box. And
wow.
For like all these years, for Christmas, I didn't know it. He took those to the jeweler to have them replaced. And last night after dinner, he said, "I just have something for you." And he opens up this little box, and there's this little velvet bag, and there's the ring with the new sapphire in it.
Yes.
And
Just
then
thoughtful
he
things.
also did
That
the
is
pearl one
gorgeous.
too. I know. So
Oh
after
my gosh.
I was like, "Oh, sweetheart."
But you know what? The thing I was thinking about when you were telling that story
Yeah.
is the stone kept falling out. And it's like,
Yes.
well, that's what happens to marriage sometimes too. I mean, the beauty of the
Yes.
stone, where isn't life
Yes.
great? Blah blah blah. But sometimes you do have stones in your
Nice.
life. Sometimes it is
Yes.
boulders that are like, no, I just want to get rid of it. I want it to go
Yes.
away.
Something
I'm
new.
checking
Yes.
out. See
Yes,
ya.
absolutely.
But yet, there's going to be other boulders that come in, whatever else you do too.
Right.
So it's a matter of, is this still a boulder worth finding?
Yes.
Is this a boulder worth
Climbing
maybe
over? Yes.
get rid of? But maybe there'll be another
Yes.
thing that brings you back together. So it's like, yeah,
And
we
if
will
there
have
were-
stones.
I love this.
The beauty of the stones come out
Yes. I
and
think I'll-
leave, but yet the beauty of the memory and the significance of why you first had that.
I think
Should
I'll write a
still
song about
remain.
that. The stones falling
Yeah.
out. Because
Yeah.
because you it's a decision, and you know
It
we've had
is.
our bad times, and you
Yeah.
make a decision, and you say, I'm gonna still I'm gonna still do this. I'm gonna still try. And I mean, I'm not suggesting that if your spouse is abusive or anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
But
definitely
just
marriages
in-
that
right,
just,
have to,
you just need to
Right.
let go.
Right. But in a normal, I say normal dysfunction. We're normally dysfunctional, right? We're normally
I don't know. I'm on
dysfunctional.
TV. It's like, what is normal about that? But yeah. But no,
So,
you're right.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
normal dysfunction.
And you make a decision, and I have to say that after, and this is not to say actually that things won't change again, but we've been through some hard times, and now I just turned 60, which is we're going to talk about changing things in your life. My husband just turned 65 in August. We're both August.
Yeah.
And right now, and for a couple of years, we've been through hard times, and now we're in this place of, it's just this lovely place of love that it's different. Like, we don't worry about who didn't do the dishes. We don't worry about those things anymore. It's just like not even an issue.
Well, I think, I'm assuming because it's like, I feel like I'm on the verge of that because unfortunately, well, I don't know.
You
Why
are.
unfortunate? Why do people say unfortunately?
Right.
The big birthday for me is this year.
Oh, wait, which one is that? Oh, baby. She's a baby.
No.
Let me just tell you, it gets worse.
Great.
50.
But then
Well,
you start looking at life as like, you know what?
That is a big
that
number.
doesn't matter anymore.
No.
It's like,
Yes.
I want to have more fun.
Yeah.
Little
Yes.
big talking
Yes.
with all you guys.
Yes.
What we
Yes.
want
And
to do, not
just-
what we have
Yeah,
to do.
just kids
Yes.
and well, still understanding that there are still things you need to do, even though you don't like it, but you put it in a different perspective.
Yes,
That
exactly.
you know what, I still need to do it, but do I really need to do it now because my kid who's going
right.
off to college or is
Right.
calling me up or I
Right.
need to do this or
Yeah, the clock
or,
is ticking.
just taking more of
get
the
that
time
back.
the older that
Yes.
it just
Yes.
changes your viewpoint
does.
perspective.
It does, and let me just tell you, 50's easy.
Yeah.
50s are lovely. Yeah, when you get to 60, it's bad. No. But my husband's really excited. I'll just tell you because he's 65. He just turned 65. With his Medicare stuff, he gets free gym membership.
Oh,
so he's
my
like all
goodness.
free gym membership. So he's all over it now.
No,
he's at
did
the
you
gym
get?
all the
Are
time.
you the
Right.
AARP? Or did you get your little
I
card back?
we got
Isn't
that,
that
but
50?
that's 50. You're gonna
You're
get
going to
that.
get it.
Listen,
Have you already got it?
No. But I'm like,
You're
do I
gonna get
really
it.
need this?
No,
do
I
I
don't-
really want it?
I don't
Because
want- well,
that's a big like
Get
political
discounts.
thing.
You get discounts on things.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I won't talk about whether I
hotels.
take it or not, but I do remember to say now ask for senior discounts.
Yeah.
yeah.
You do.
I do remember to
You
say
get to
that.
order
do
the
you?
senior breakfast
Yes,
at the
yes.
Okay,
restaurant.
but you know what?
No, 55. Sorry, 55.
But where I go to
Right.
breakfast, they're probably not going to give me discounts. I'd have to go to like IHOP or Sherry's or
Yeah.
You would.
something
You
like
would,
that.
you would. But you
But
can always
that's
go.
a great story like that. It's
It just is.
yeah.
So,
stone.
I never, from that first time, as you were saying about when you're in love and everything's so wonderful and passionate, you think you're going to have this fairy tale life.
Yeah.
From that to this place, it's like a place of peace
Yeah.
and love. And you still have those wonderful times together, but there's just a peace about it,
But I also think you almost have to have that fairy tale in the beginning
And you have
to
to have,
get
yes.
you appreciative, so that when
Yes.
you do go through the rough
Yes.
times, at least
Oh, I agree.
your
Yeah,
mind
there's a
should be in
base
that
there.
Yes.
concept. But there's still something
Yes. There, you,
that
you
I
go-
saw from the
Right.
very beginning, even
Right.
though it was all fairy tale fun,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have the white picket fence,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
all this
yeah.
other stuff. That this still needs to be worth
Yes.
working on, trying to figure out.
Yes.
Even if you need to not like separate or anything, but just say you're at that end of the house. I'm here.
Yeah, right.
We need to breathe. Take
Right.
a space. Don't talk to me for a week or
Yeah.
whatever it is. months or whatever. But no, but I think sometimes you do need your
sounds
space.
Italian.
Yeah. But I mean, I think
grudge.
sometimes you really need your space to like.
Yes.
Maybe there's something I need to figure
Oh,
out for
there
myself.
always is.
You
There
know?
always is. Can I tell you? There
Yeah.
always is.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening, there always is. And one of the things I was going to say, though this is not what we were going to talk about.
I know,
we were
but
talking
this
about
is fun.
One of the things I was
We
going
got more
say,
to talk about. You may be here longer.
I know.
So people, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Well, here's one of the hard things that I learned that I really hate is that you always have a part.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening,
You
you
do.
always have a part.
You do.
And it's acknowledging your part. And
Yeah.
here is the other huge thing I learned. The difficult way is about forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's
Letting
about
go.
forgiveness. I mean, there's like
Yeah.
it's not like forgiveness like they talk about in church. Oh, everybody has to forgive. No. It's like a way harder
Yeah.
thing. It's a very deep change in that forgiveness. Because I read this thing that said, "Would you rather be righteous or would you rather have love?" And sometimes you have to let go of that. Well, I was right and move to that forgiveness.
Oh,
and
I've got to
that's what
work on
changes
that.
it, right?
I still have to work on
know.
that. To
I
me,
know.
that's a daily thing.
Oh, yes.
Because
Yes.
that kind of forgiveness, how I interpret that is, it's not going to be brought up again.
Right.
I have let it go.
Right.
I may not have liked it. I still may not like it, but I'm not going to bring it up
Right.
because we need to move forward and move on.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too is that people do change.
Yes, they do.
I mean, it's like when you have kids, as I mentioned, that changes somebody. And hopefully what's core about you doesn't, but maybe your outlook on life or maybe the things you never thought about doing, but oh my gosh, now I can.
Right.
I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
Because I hate it when, they've changed. Well, of course they've changed.
We all change.
I mean, for you to expect
Somebody to
like
be
37 years that you're the same person that you married,
No.
I mean, it's like, I would worry if they didn't.
So before we talk
yeah.
about change and how to handle change, I'll tell you one of my theories I had for a while.
Yeah.
My husband didn't like this very much, but I said, here's what we should do. You get married, okay, and you have kids, and of course we're all going to change, and you grow up. But then everybody knows once your kids are raised, you leave that because now you're different.
Yeah.
Then you leave that spouse, but everybody knows it's going to happen, and then you find a new spouse who is like you are now. And I said, so you stay together till your kids are raised, like 21.
Yeah.
All of them 21. And then everybody knows it's going to happen. It'll be the new society. And he's like, Aunt Louise, I don't know. I said, that could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. That was like my other theory is like when you hit 65, but now he's 65. Because I've seen some people, my father had Alzheimer's, and watching that progress was so painful.
And see, that's a hard thing, too.
So I was like, okay, so now here's my new plan. When you turn 70, everybody knows when you turn 70, you're going to die, period. Then you don't have to worry about long-term care. You don't have to worry about Alzheimer's. You don't have to worry about getting decrepit. You don't have to worry about all these things.
Issues,
So then I started out at 65 because I was only 50. And now he said, so it would be me. Now I said, let's move it up to 70. So he didn't like that plan either.
No.
But these are like my group.
Yeah.
When I get into a funk, I
But
said,
that's the other thing. I mean, not only that 7-year itch that people call, or that midlife crisis when your kids do get older, it's like, okay, who are you again?
Right.
And you as a mom or you as a dad or whatever, you as parents, your whole parent role changes.
Right.
You don't.
Yes,
They don't
right.
need you like they were here, but you're still got to be involved. And then the older you get, we're taking care of our parents.
Right.
A lot of
Yes,
people are taking
exactly.
care of their
We all
own
are.
parents
We
now.
all are.
And then like you had mentioned, when we get older, what do we do when our spouse suddenly has that big major health issue that a lot of senior citizens, or when you get older, get? I mean, that is another whole cycle.
Right.
So it's like people.
Right.
You can't be,
No, and you know what? Here's the thing.
It's not always greener on the other side.
And that's the thing. I think that we, maybe in our recent society, I'm not really sure, Amy, but this whole, or maybe because of so much advertising and media, life is like that.
Yeah.
Life is not just smooth sailing. This is the normal progression. So for us to think that we're not going to take care of our parents, or we're not going to get sick, or things are not going to happen with our children, or that's where we get caught, because we have this unrealistic expectation that it will be like that. And then when it's not, we feel like a victim. Which brings me to the point.
I know, I was going to say, let's get to some of the things.
Of changing. So I'm just going to give you my quick synopsis. I was 39, 3 kids. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had been a psychiatric nurse. I was working very part-time. And
How long were you that? How long were you
I
a
worked
nurse?
as a psychiatric nurse from when I was 27 all the way through till I was, well, actually not so long, till I was like 42.
Okay.
And then
was it part-time?
It was full-time, and then it was part-time when the kids were little.
Because then you stayed home.
Then I stayed home, and
Okay.
so then it was very part-time.
Okay.
And then I started doing this music and storytelling thing
Yeah.
with the change. And then I started doing this speaking thing.
Yeah.
And so I haven't gone back to nursing. I was 39. I thought, God, I was not happy about turning 40.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is really true, actually. Is this what life is about? I was really feeling cranky.
Yeah.
Like, why did I make this decision? Why did I marry this guy? It was totally lust.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing with these kids? Why do I want these kids hanging on my... And he's off to work having a wonderful time. And he said to me one day, Anne Louise, you have to find a way to make yourself happy.
Yeah.
I can't make you happy.
It's
We
true.
each have to make our own...
It really is true.
One of his very wise words. And at that point, I really felt like taking a glass and smashing it over his head, but I refrained.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Thank you. That was one of my high points in my life. So I was in the doctor's office with the kids, and I read this article in some magazine by some person I don't even know, and it said, most people are not passionate about what they do in their life.
Yeah.
And if you...
Most people feel like they have to do it.
Yes. And if you want to find what you're passionate about, Think about what you wanted to be when you were little, before everybody told you, well, you should do this because you'll make money, and you should do this because it's a steady job, and you should do this because your mother did. My mother was a nurse, and you should do this, and blah, blah, blah. What I wanted to be when I was little, I wanted to be in musical theater on Broadway. Because we lived right across the George Washington Bridge from New York. We went to all the shows.
It's funny. So did I.
Did you?
I
Let's
always wanted to be a singer.
Me too. Well, we are
Always
now.
wanted- Oh well, no, hormones have changed. I mean,
We are.
I'd be
No,
lucky
it's okay. You're a great
I'm
alto.
lucky to be, yeah,
We'll get
You're a
alto
great
or
alto.
something.
We'll
But
get
anyway,
you on.
go
You're
on.
great
Sorry.
alto. So that's okay.
Go on.
So it's the article said, so you may not be able to be that
Yeah.
because of your age or what's ever happened already, but you can take a piece of that and put it in your life. So if you always wanted to be a singer, why don't you sing in your choir, your church choir?
Yeah.
If you always wanted to be an equestrian, why don't you go volunteer at a stable? And it doesn't have to cost money. If you always wanted to be a dancer, go take a dancing lesson at your local, a community education center.
And I think that is so true, because what people, I think what prevents people from following through on their passion is because they're hitting it right
Yes.
here. If it's not the big,
Right.
attention
Right.
getter, the fireworks or whatever, then okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. But
Right.
like you
I
said,
can't do it.
if you
Right.
love horses and you wanted to be an equestrian,
Equestrian. I like that one too.
I'm
though.
horrible at some words.
So
I
me
tell
too.
you.
Me too.
As-
It gets
as
worse,
quest-
though.
Whatever.
Equestrian.
But like you said,
Yeah.
but do what you like, because there's multiple ththings around that
Right,
that
that
you
you can-
must
right.
like
Put in-
about it.
Yeah.
Because not everyone can do that. You still got to care for the horse.
Right. Right.
So yeah.
So I started thinking about that, and I started doing the church choir at our church for the kids, because I always played the guitar and I played the piano already. And a year later, somebody asked me to do a music program for kids through Parks and Rec in the summer, and I got paid $25.
When did you do this?
This
About
was
40?
this was about 40. Yeah.
Gosh. See, I should have went into teaching.
Yeah.
I should have followed through,
And
even though my life was crazy and going up and down
Yeah.
like a roller coaster. Got back and got my teaching grant.
Well, you don't.
But
Have
it's
to. You have
not too
time.
late.
It's not too late.
It's not
So
too late.
it's not too late. So that was my first
Yeah,
gig. So I
that's
started
great.
singing with kids and telling stories with preschoolers back east where we
So
were
it's like
living.
taking these little steps,
And then- and
bringing
now-
yourself into
right.
that world.
And now here I
Yeah.
am, and that just moved, and now here I am. I sing for big people now,
Yeah.
for grown-ups. I'm a keynote speaker. I have CDs.
Yeah.
I write songs. I have a cookbook. And
I know.
we're going to talk about our cookbooks
Yes,
after.
yeah, that's
So
great.
and it was just. And did I ever think that when I got that first $25 gig? No. I just kept doing what I'm passionate about, and every time I think I ought to stop because I think, oh, I should just work at Starbucks and get a steady income. I just
Which
need to
isn't bad, but
Right,
it's not
but
your
no.
dream or your
and
passion.
and every time I think that, somebody calls me and says, "Oh, Ann Louise, would you come and speak for us, or would you come and perform for our kids?" And I've traveled all over the world. Well, not all over the world, all over the United States and Europe, performing for kids. Like who ever thought I would
that's
do
great.
that? So just like step by step, and then I keep recreating not recreating, but you it moves.
It evolves.
It evolves,
Yeah,
right?
it evolves.
And you pay attention to it. So I would just say to everybody, don't give up. There's a lady I know, one of the best storytellers now. I think she's in her 80s. I saw her when she was 72. She did her first storytelling performance when she was 70.
Oh wow.
And there she was on the stage, this lady in her little polyester little old lady clothes. I shouldn't say that. And she just stood there, no fireworks, no. She just stood there. And she told these amazing stories that made you feel like you were at her kitchen table. And she said to me, I'm booked all the time now because everyone thinks I'm going to die. But 72. So, it's never
bet
too
so.
late. It's never too late.
And you know what? Sometimes I think you may not be sure of where you're going or what you're doing,
matter.
but just have faith enough in yourself
Yes.
about wanting to be on that journey, letting the river carry you.
Yes.
But, obviously if it's going way too fast, you might have to say, okay, listen, we got to, readjust here.
Slow.
But,
Yeah.
follow it.
Yes.
And don't always feel like you have to have it certain or you have to have that clear
Right.
direction. You just
Right.
know this
That's
is
right.
the direction I need to be
Right.
on. I think this is road,
Yep.
but there's a road here, there's a road here. But maybe this will get me where I want
Right.
to be.
And so next time you and I are going to sing a song together in harmony.
Oh, well,
I'll bring my
okay.
Love
guitar.
All right.
And you're going to
That'd
start
be
your
great.
singing career.
That'd be
and now I
great.
know it's time. What?
And start in the community. Do
Yes.
community service. Volunteer. If
Yes.
you think you're stuck and
Yeah.
you've been without a job for 5
Yeah.
years and
Yes.
raising kids or 10 years and out of the
Yes.
job market,
Yeah.
go and help.
Do something.
Do something. Volunteer. Help out.
And
you can
that'll
brush
help
up on
you.
your skills.
And you're right. And that will
Yeah.
help you when you volunteer and get into areas that you think
Right.
you want to go into that's completely different than your life now. then you'll figure out, no, this isn't quite what I want to do. Or you even community colleges.
Absolutely.
Take a fun
Absolutely.
class,
Yeah.
just
Absolutely.
something that you thought you wanted
Right.
to do, and it might spark some other interest.
Right.
Meeting other people.
Yep.
That brings you into the the environment or the world or the career or an activity that you want to do.
It's never
Yeah.
too late.
And I think that's the fire.
That's the passion in your belly, the fire in your belly. And my alter ego, Aunt Lena, would say, which brings us right to what we're going to do.
I know.
She would say, you got to make your own gravy dolls because ain't nobody going to do it for you.
That's right.
That's the metaphor for life.
I
For life.
agree.
Yeah, and I'm thinking you're making your own gravy.
I
and,
am. And you know what? Hopefully
gonna
we'll
make
have a
gravy.
moment because if not for you guys, and I was
Louise.
going to say Aunt Lena.
Oh, she's
But,
here too.
She's
Coming.
Anne Louise also went to a big, huge women's conference down in LA.
Yes.
It was a world conference and stuff. So maybe we'll have a moment to, hopefully you guys will be able to hear just the gist of that, because I'm always interested in the viewpoint of women all over the country, but also women around the world.
Yes.
Who, are pioneers in themselves about what's happening in their own country.
Right.
And obviously coming to this our country for this conference, learning so much of what they can take back, to their, to what's happening where they're at. So hopefully we'll have some time.
Right.
But you know what? We're having a little P&Q for cooking. And a little P&Q is a little bit of pork and a little bit of quinoa.
Oh.
So P&Q, stirring up a little P&Q.
You're going to go,
All right.
and then Aunt Lena, I think, is going to come
She's
and
gonna
cook.
I
come
hope
and
so.
visit.
I
Yeah.
hope she comes
All right,
and joins
yeah.
me
All right, so-
because I
all
like
right.
to have a lot of fun in the kitchen.
All right, so she'll be there. You're going over there
And
now?
I've got to whip that up really quick.
Well, get going,
Okay.
girl.
Quinoa is minutes to cook.
Really?
So, oh yeah, it doesn't
All
take
right.
that long.
All right, well,
No.
I'll
Okay.
say
All
goodbye,
right.
and Aunt Lena will see you over there.
And I'm going to grab a few more questions off the reader board here, and then
All right.
we'll throw those in.
Yeah, throw some
Okay.
questions to me if you want
Yes.
while I'm cooking,
Okay.
and I'll kind of explain a little bit. Okay.
Probably from.
We got the camera over here. So what I'm going to do, what I did, people, was since it is Saturday, I thought I'd kind of show you guys Sunday dinners. Not during the week do we always have a lot of time to make these big meals, especially when it comes to a beef roast, unless you have a slow cooker or a crock pot or something of like that. So I put in a pork loin roast earlier today, my time, and depending on the size of the pork loin roast, it only takes a couple of hours. And unfortunately, I was not able to print out the recipe. So I'm going to kind of wing it for you guys, or look on my computer as to the ingredients that I did on this pork loin roast. One thing I like about a pork loin roast, it's the other white meat. It's flavorful. It's kind of it's got its own flavor. It's kind of like a plain meat. It's like chicken. You really got to incorporate some flavors, whether it be gravy, whether it be rubbing it with a like a garlic paste, herb paste to it. What I've done with this pork loin roast is that I cut some slits in it. I put some garlic in it, some thyme, rosemary, and sage, so that those kind of flavors can seep into the meat. So that when you just have a plain piece of, a slice of pork loin roast, at least it's got a little flavor to it, instead of always feeling like you got to put a sauce or something like that on it. It creates some, gravy here. Get rid of the fat content of it. Use some of that richness of the pork after you've broiled it, and make some gravy. You could put it over rice, put it over, what we're making today is quinoa. It's a very easy thing. It's it reminds me a little bit of Cusca. Cusca. Oh, please. Couscous. And, but I like quinoa. It's got to me, it's more healthier and better for you. It's got a little bit of protein. It's got a lot more protein. And you can make it in whatever variety you want. Since this is a more herb, savory kind of pork loin roast, I want to incorporate a little bit of like apples in this, incorporate some of the herbs that I had in the pork loin roast and put some herbs, thyme, rosemary out of here. But also create, the little onion flavor to it, a little chicken broth that I'll cook the quinoa in. So we're going to try and whip this up really quick. Lisa, if I could ask you to do a huge favor for me.
Sure.
Because I'm not a green thumb person,
Yes.
I do like my fresh herbs. And one of the fresh herbs that really kind of hang in there for me with all the rains that we have is, herbs.
Yeah.
So I got a rosemary bush just outside on the other railing here. So
Oh,
can you,
trim?
cut me a
Sure.
little branch of
Sure.
rosemary and
Fresh,
fresh herb rosemary because I
Sure.
forgot to do that
Okay,
before
will do.
TV and
Okay,
stuff.
couple questions.
Yes.
What would you build on the farm if it was just for you? What would you like to see on the farm?
I think what I'd like to see on the farm, because it's one of those things I don't want to give up on, is my green thumb, and so is a greenhouse. Just for like herbs, having some of these fresh vegetables, kind of like maybe all year long or something like that.
Cool.
And so have a greenhouse like.
Okay. And do you still want a bed and breakfast on the farm, maybe?
You know what? That's going to be a longer process, but I would still love to have a bed and breakfast because I like that intimacy. I like what a bed and breakfast does and feels, and you can really cater to a small amount of people and really add your personal touch to them. Give them an experience by coming out to the Northwest.
This morning with you.
Yeah, or our farm and things like that. So it's still a desire of mine, but
Okay.
so as Anne Louise and I were talking about, sometimes you got to take these baby steps, and so one of my baby steps, which is a lot of work, is putting out my own cookbook.
Oh,
You know, having a publisher
Yeah.
for that. So going through that process and then moving forward to seeing where does that lead me to.
Speaking of Anne Louise,
I know. Do we have another guest coming?
Aunt Lena just showed up.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh!
Hi, I'm
How
so
are
happy to
you?
be here to cook with you.
Oh, that is
It's
so
about
lovely.
time.
God,
Yeah.
oh my
Nice
goodness.
To see you and
Ah.
I brought you. You know, I got a little lipstick for you.
Oh, that's okay.
You're looking
Oh,
a little pale.
I am. You know what?
You know, a little pale.
I talk
because,
so much and it just goes away.
You gotta have red. You know,
I do because you know
I
what?
told you this last
Red's
time.
a little spicy when
It
you get in the
is. You
kitchen.
got-
You
yeah.
gotta
you
feel it.
Yeah, and you know, I know I told you this last time, but I don't think you got your red. You just smear it on. You don't even have to look. See, it just goes right. Look at that, perfect. Look at how that brightens up your face. Oh my gosh, you look fabulous.
Thank
now,
you.
I have
Thank
something else
you.
for you to cook with. Okay?
Oh my gosh,
Because I
yes.
brought you one of my aprons.
Did you?
Yeah, because
and I kind of need one.
Yeah, because
with
you
this.
have a cookbook too. You need an
Yes,
apron.
I
See, here's
know.
my apron with
Isn't that
myself
great?
on it. Yeah.
Aunt Lena says.
Yeah, you got to make
lo-
your own gravy.
Oh,
Now you could
oh,
have
yes.
an Amy apron.
Oh, I've got a
Let me
little.
tell you.
I've got a little
You know,
saying I
couldn't
got to
you
come
make
up
you
with.
up on?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't you make
I like
yourself
this.
up an Amy apron?
Yep.
And then everybody could buy because people could buy these
Oh,
from
yeah.
me, and
Oh,
they could
yeah.
buy them from you with your cookbook.
I love it.
Yes, see, cookbook.
We're
apron.
partnering up here,
we're partnering
people.
up. I'll show you. Here's my cookbook
my
now.
gosh,
A
just a
recipe
little
for joy.
spoon.
Got
And-
the cookbook in there.
Wow.
Got 2 CDs of Anne Louise made.
Okay, she's giving me some ideas, people.
Yes, you could do this.
Look for my cookbook. There's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of stuff with
yeah,
it. This
yes,
is
see?
great.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Oh my gosh.
You could put, and
I
then
love it.
There's a CD of Anne Louise talking about joy
Yeah.
and music she wrote, and you could put your stuff in here.
Great.
See?
So when you have a CD
Yeah.
about joy, what do you
Yeah.
talk about with joy?
I talk about.
I'm gonna kind of
Anne-
move
you
along
keep
as I
moving.
talk
You better
here.
keep moving along. Where do you want me to be?
Well, you can just
Be here? Be here?
Do you want to help with anything?
Of course I want to help. I'm
Okay.
gonna cook. Come on. I take my
And
gloves
I'm
off.
gonna do this.
I love you in that
Oh, wait,
apron.
what am I
It's so
doing?
cute. Her apron, I love that. Is that a good
People, I
apron?
was going to use water. I don't
Yeah.
use water as much with rice or quinoa because water, it's great, it's good for you, but this doesn't create flavor for the food.
While you cook, I'll just
So-
I'll talk about joy. Anne Louise talks about joy. She gives you tips about how to get more joy in your life. You know, little easy things you can do, like change the way you think. You know, change the stories you tell
Yeah.
yourself. You were just telling a great story about you having a bed and breakfast. See, the story,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's an expectation. You're going to make that happen, maybe if you want to.
And you know what?
know?
And even
Yeah.
if I don't have
Yeah.
the bed and breakfast, the joy that comes from when people come to my house.
Yes, yes.
You know, and,
Yes.
and even if it's for an hour, even if it's for 5 minutes, it's just hoping to welcome them
Yes,
and
and
to,
create that, because I think
Yeah.
you're really Italian, see?
Oh, of
That's what
course,
we
man.
Italians do. It's creating that
Ciao,
family,
baby.
right? Ciao, it's like creating that family right there. All right, now what are you gonna do here? I'm watching.
Well,
what
I
you're
gotta
making.
Usually I just wing it, but I'm gonna try and measure
You just
a lot
wing
for.
your recipes.
Yes,
what a
I
girl.
do.
Hey.
Hi, doll.
Oh,
Want a
Lisa.
little kiss?
Oh, well,
Yeah, a little kiss.
And Lena,
Mwah.
this is Lisa.
Mwah. Oh,
Yeah.
Lisa's got the
Love
mark
it.
now. Oh,
Thank you,
nice.
thank
And
you.
you looking gorgeous, but still a little pale. I still think you need a little red on your lips.
I know. I might have to be
You
doing
might,
that.
yeah, you might. I mean, you know, everybody.
Oh,
look at how
yes.
good
You
Amy
want
looks.
to do something with me?
I would.
Yeah, she's cooking with you.
Also, I
I'm
don't know
smiling.
if the rosemary came up. I couldn't find it. I walked around the whole house.
Okay. I asked a person that I'm not sure how much cooking she does in the thing.
Italian
It's directly right out here.
I did go out there.
She doesn't know what it looks like, right?
I really
Okay,
didn't want
you
to
know
get
what,
mud
people?
on my suede
I
boots,
just might
but-
have to depart for a moment.
See, I didn't want to get my boots muddy.
Oh, she's princess. And actually show you what rosemary looks like.
Hit me with it.
Because
Yeah.
my assistant, Lisa, has been, working with me for a long time.
And she doesn't know.
And she doesn't know what rosemary looks like. It's a big bush. Hello, big
Right.
bush.
And all I'm doing here is just being.
Oh, no
I'm
wonder.
I'm just being the fashion plate over here while Amy does all the work. I'm smiling, being the fashion plate. She
Yes,
does the work, right?
absolutely.
My efforts,
Yes.
because I don't really care for it.
She doesn't
But
like
I guess
rosemary.
I'll go look for it again.
And let me just
You know
say.
what I say? Who cares?
Now, what is that nice little food over there?
Oh, you guys want a piece?
No, I'm not gonna have it. You made that
It's,
this morning?
Yeah. It's
Mwah.
like a breakfast crumb cake.
Oh, she's
And-
amazing.
Amazing.
Anyway, we'll get this
Okay,
going
all
for
right, I'm
this.
back
Again, want me to look one more time?
Yeah, it's a big bush out there. Do you want
It's
me
a
to
big-
show you?
A rosemary bush.
It's a rosemary bush. Oh, you know
big.
why?
Why?
It's her shoes and she doesn't want to
That's
get
what
them
she
muddy.
said. She doesn't want to get her shoes all muddy. She's
Oh.
crazy. You know what I'm talking
You want
about?
me to go out there then?
I hear you talking about me.
Do I need to really help you with that? So, because
She's
my
gonna-
pork loin
Yeah.
is a little savory with
Uh-huh.
garlic and thyme and
Yeah.
rosemary in it, I'm going to incorporate some of those herbs into the quinoa.
Ooh.
But I don't want savory upon savory, so I'm going to add a little sweetness with this
Oh.
by adding a little bit of apple to it,
Yeah.
and I might incorporate that into the sauce.
I love that
For
she's
the,
doing this because this is not how we cook in our house. This is yummy. We would just be putting gravy, red spaghetti gravy, right over the top.
Well,
this is
I
yummy,
like
Amy.
I like fresh, healthy,
Yeah.
and I love gravy too.
But you got to make this stuff too.
Sometimes when you just want that comfort food,
Yeah.
it's that chicken and the mashed potatoes and the gravy and
Now, see,
It's
that's
like-
that's not comfort food for me. Comfort food for me, Italian, is like a nice plate of spaghetti with all
that
this.
too.
Or take your bread, take your Italian bread, you dip it right
In the
hot
olive
gravy,
oil,
and
too.
the olive oil. That's what's
Oh,
comfort for you.
yes.
Sit down and eat that for hours. But I'm going to try this because is this for your own pig here, doll?
no, it's not. That is
Oh,
right.
no.
I had bought this a while ago, so I took it out of the freezer.
All right, so it wasn't
Oh.
your pig. She found.
She found it,
Look
people.
at this rosemary.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
tiptoed.
I'm loving
smell
it.
it.
It does
I mean,
smell
it's
good.
just the
I guess
aroma.
fresh is better. I like fresh.
Well, yeah.
I just don't like. It's just very strong.
It is
though.
very strong.
Oh,
it is, and she's
love
going to do
it,
something with.
love
She's going to make
it.
something with this. I'm dying to
I'll
see what
rinse
she's
it
going
a
to do
little
here.
bit.
Now, where's her cookbook? I haven't seen the picture of her.
Oh,
Well,
the
here's
cookbook.
an idea of what. Well, I don't know
We
where
should-
Lisa put it.
no.
Oh,
What it
I
may look like.
love that. Love
So-
that. Love that. Short and simple.
Yes.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
And we don't have the actual book, though, do we?
Not yet.
Oh, we
No,
don't have to. Oh,
yeah.
Where's
all
your
right.
book?
Well, my book, let me see
Where's
here.
your
Hi, dog. My book, well, it's in this package, but now, Amy,
You can open it.
let me show Lisa the package.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm giving Amy ideas. Okay.
Oh.
So you could
Well,
have.
well, you know what? I've already had all those ideas,
But you haven't
but
done
it's
it.
seen it packaged
Yeah.
yet. You know.
So this is called the recipe for joy, and in
Love
here
it.
is my apron, which she's wearing.
Your
the
glasses.
bottle, my glasses, the spoon. But basically, the cookbook's in here, and
Nice.
also 2 CDs by Anne Louise.
Wow.
One of songs she wrote, and one to her talking about joy and how you could have joy. But we could open and show
Okay,
the cookbook.
so I have actually looked at your recipes in here because
Yes.
you gave my dad for his 90th
Yes.
birthday.
She's part of the
Cookbook,
Italian
yes,
club.
Yeah, we're an
yeah.
Italian
We're
club together.
Italian, yeah.
But the recipes
Yeah.
in here are very close to our Calabrese's
Of
recipes
course.
from Italy. So I
Of
love
course,
it.
because they were all recipes
I
from the
went through them
family.
with my dad, and he's like, "Yep, that's how we do this.
Oh,
this is
see?
how we do this." I love it.
That's because we're joined. Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you are
So
Italian,
yeah, and I have my picture on the cookbook too. Amy has her picture on her cookbook. You know, it's,
Yeah.
now wouldn't we make a great pair? Because what kind of cooking is your book talking about, doll?
You know what? My cookbook
Yes.
is just having a great time at your kitchen at the family table.
All right.
No, it's really
All
about
right.
bringing families together,
All right.
even on hectic schedules.
Yes.
Because to me, it is a lot more important of that 15 minutes
Yes,
together at
it
a dinner
is.
table than none at all.
Yes.
And so it's really about bringing people together.
And when we always did that with our family, and of course we do that with our family. So here's what I'm thinking now. I'm getting the great vision. This is what happens.
Bring
when
the
visionary
family back
get together.
home.
The vision. Amy and I on a cookbook tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just think, she wears her apron with her picture. I wear my apron with my picture.
Yeah.
Well, I like having our own show, man.
We
That'd
have
be
a
crazy.
Red lipstick
yeah, we got
at
the
every
red-
show.
We got red
Gotta have
lipstick.
it.
We got people cooking two different kinds of food. We got we got singing because Amy wants to be a singer and Ann Louise is a singer.
Singing in the
We got-
kitchen.
We can bring
got
some
this.
music
Here we
in.
go.
Yes, I got my
Fun
accordion.
musician.
Are
Yeah.
you kidding?
Did you bring an accordion?
Oh, should I have brought my accordion?
Yes.
So,
Did you bring
hang on
it?
for a minute. So what we're doing
Sorry.
with quinoa, it takes a very, very short time. You use chicken broth, let it boil, pour your quinoa in there.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take more than maybe about 10 minutes.
Oh.
Even though, my cookbook is short and simple, and
Yeah.
definitely she's got her cookbook.
Yeah.
Fresh may take a little bit longer when you're cutting up the fresh vegetables
Yeah.
or herbs and stuff like that, but I
Yeah.
tell you, it to me is worth the time.
Yeah.
You can do it really quick. You can use dried, but if you use fresh, I think it's better because you get more of that flavor in there.
So I would just take that quinoa and put a little spaghetti gravy over it.
But you know what? You can.
You could,
and
right?
that's what I
Yeah.
love about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It is so versatile. I mean, you can make it a little Mexican by adding black beans and
Yeah.
corn and fresh cilantro and a little bit of lime juice.
Yeah.
You don't always have to have some of the other maybe heavy laden fat or
Right.
higher calorie
Yeah.
type of stuff.
Because I'm all about
So-
slimming. I'm about slimming.
Slimming.
I'm trying to keep my girlish figure so that, because men like me. What can
I
say?
am going to try and get this sauce for this. Where did my
I
glasses
want to
go?
see how you
Oh, can
do this
get them?
sauce.
Yeah, I'm going to just use it in a food processor. It says a blender, but the
Yeah.
blender's over there.
The
and-
food process is there.
Yeah.
Now, this is the sauce you're making to put on your pork.
Yes.
Okay. And is this in your cookbook, doll? You're making this
No,
up out of your
I'm
head?
making something that's not in my cookbook.
Uh-huh.
The crumb cake.
Oh.
The breakfast crumb
Yeah.
cake is.
Do you just cook on the spur? Like you make things up as you like
I
here?
do.
I
But
love that about
a
you.
lot of it, when I had to do
Yeah.
this cookbook, that was the hardest thing for me.
Yeah.
I had to go back and look
Yes.
at a lot of other cookbooks
Uh-huh.
to give me an idea of the visual of proportion.
Yes, me too.
You
Because
know?
because in our family, what do we say? A handful of this.
Oh,
such a- So I actually had to get a cookbook editor who knows how to write recipes to go over my recipes because so people could understand, just like
Yeah.
you, Amy. Yeah.
Oh, here
you
we
gotta
go,
find
here we go.
out.
So
Yeah.
Amy's going to work on her recipe. We actually had to write it down today. Last
Oh.
week's will be posted because we did a wonderful recipe last
Uh-huh.
week, and this one will be posted too. So Amy, maybe you can talk about your ingredients, what you're doing.
Well, I talked a little
the
bit
quinoa.
about it when
Yes, you were
doing
outside.
the pork loin.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do for the sauce here, it's going to
Yeah.
be kind of like a liquid sauce, but it's going to be a lot of parsley,
Uh-huh.
shallots.
Yeah.
Shallots have a little stronger flavor
Yeah.
of an onion. I don't like red onions. To me, you really got to be careful because they're a strong onion.
Yeah.
I prefer the onions that we have here, which is our sweet Walla Walla onions, which are
Uh-huh.
great.
Yeah.
But shallots are kind of, in my opinion, a little bit in between of a regular white onion and
Uh-huh.
a red onion.
Okay.
So we're going to add a little bit of shallots into this sauce.
I'm loving this. Is this for me, doll?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm loving this, Amy, because even at my age, I love to learn new ways to prepare food.
See, I do too. I mean, to me, it's
Shallots.
like,
I see it. The Amy and Lena cooking show. I
Yeah.
see it.
Oh,
I see
yeah.
it. It's coming to me. I can't
It's
wait.
here right now.
It's here right
and,
now. The Amy. Well,
like
Amy. yeah.
meatloaf. You know, everyone loves
Love
meatloaf,
meatloaf.
but everyone's got their different spin on it.
I love meatloaf.
Any of this?
No.
Let's have a meatloaf cook-off.
Oh, yeah, wouldn't that be exciting?
I love meatloaf. Yes, I do.
But shallots will
Yeah.
cause your eyes to water. So if y'all think
Alright.
I'm crying because I feel pressured right now,
Because they're like mini onions, right?
well, yeah, they are, and they're a little bit stronger.
No, you're crying for joy because this is so happy
Of
making.
course I am.
It's so happy
Yeah.
making.
Yeah, they want you to kind of slow it down and give a good rundown of what you're doing so they can follow you better.
Yeah.
You know, if
They
you
wanna
want to
follow
look
me.
on this, Lisa, you can help
I'll
me.
kind of direct you with the.
I'll be quiet.
So I'm doing the
Okay.
chopped parsley. I've got to chop more of those. I need a
Okay.
little bit of mustard. I forgot to get brown mustard, so I'm just going to use Dijon.
So you need, okay, you've got it right here.
And so I'm gonna cut up some more parsley here. Parsley, shallots. I've got a little bit of apple juice, and I'm gonna substitute a little bit of apple juice
over here because I put it away.
instead of Okay, my eyes are watering.
Now, what are you putting apple juice instead of?
Instead of water, I've used
Okay.
water before, but
Okay.
I'm like, anytime that you can add flavor to it,
Yeah.
that enhances. People, if I'm crying, it's because these onions, I
Well,
forgot.
You might want to explain too. This was interesting to me last week.
And you know what? You can prevent onions from making your eyes water too.
Yeah, but you
I
had
can't
said,
remember.
your counters are low so that you have access, but you're still right in the food
Oh yeah.
because of your height.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's different.
Oh,
So
I know. See, it's like I'm
Yeah.
still right here.
You're
It's
right.
not like
Instead
I've
of
got,
we're chopping, so that's
I'm
I
right
learned
here.
something last week.
Ah.
Would you like a tip or anything?
I love how she just does this, like bing, bing,
Yep.
bida bing, bida bing.
What else besides the parsley, shallots? I need mustard, right?
Apple juice, orange zest, and 2 tablespoons juice of orange. And salt
Oh,
and pepper.
you got a zest of orange for
You
her.
have orange juice in here? Oh, you've got
Can
the
you go
orange.
into my pantry and find, look at me, and find the bag of slivered almonds?
Yes.
That'd be great.
You want
That
me
is
to
a
zest your
real deal.
oranges?
I'm gonna have you watch my nuts, Toast.
I
I'm
would
gonna
love
have
to
you
do
watch
that, babe.
my nuts.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Can you do that,
I'm very
Alina?
good at that. Ooh,
Watch my
bida bing,
nuts
bida
and
bang.
have
Yes.
them toast.
Yes, I can. I can absolutely do that because it's an easy job for me.
Because this is a live cooking show. It's not
Yeah.
like we've got advertisement and breaks.
No,
And all of this stuff is suddenly done.
and we don't have it prepared ahead of time.
No.
We're doing it. You are doing it as you speak. She's amazing, isn't she, dolls out there? She's amazing. She's doing it right while we're talking.
And that's why all these people have these food competitions. I'm like, pressure! Pressure, pressure!
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's
used to
okay.
winging it. Okay, that didn't happen. Let's throw this in.
But winging it is so good because it makes
I
wonderful food.
Because I'm like, if people don't have shallots, they can use sweet onions.
Okay.
If they like a stronger onion flavor,
Yeah.
then use a red onion,
Okay.
you know, if you want.
All right.
To save time, I would have done fresh cloves here, but I'm going to use some of the
I
minced
think that's
garlic.
a good idea. That's a very good idea.
And
And Lisa's looking for the almonds, right?
She sends me on these.
okay, it's when you go into the pantry, look straight ahead. It's on that shelf in those silver basket things. I need even my zester.
She has a zester now. She's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
use that.
A
What is it?
zest, a little zest here. We need a
Oh,
little
is that
zest
what you
and a little
use?
flavor.
And Louise got one of those. Okay, I'm going to saute almonds. It's going to be my big
Yes.
job. Now, you're
That
going
is
to
what
saute
you're
with
gonna
olive
do.
oil or just plain?
I'm just going to do it plain because we'll have enough
All right.
in here.
I'm going to take off my...
Here, let
so
me
I
take
don't
that. I
catch-
don't want any flambe.
Yes, that's what I was...
Alina.
Oh, I got to have my pocket.
Okay, okay.
Now, you want me to
Well, we don't want the fire department coming here.
You tell me what to do with my almonds. I'll eat one while I'm waiting. Yummy. Okay.
Get a little bit more of that
Yeah.
going in here. Yeah, this is just a little bit longer.
Yummy. I never had quinoa.
Oh, I love it. I've already toasted some other nuts in here,
Alright.
so this is still clean, still good.
Go ahead.
I like a little crunch.
All right. So we're just going to toast
And then
them.
you
We're
can
gonna
just use
watch
this
them so they
spoon
don't
if you want.
burn. All right.
Yeah, if you could just
Now, I
watch
want to
it
be...
so
I'll be
they
standing
don't.
over here out of your way so
Yes.
everybody can see Amy. Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to do this little sauce here. So about 1.5 cups of lightly packed rough chopped parsley, about 2 tablespoons of shallots chopped, 3 tablespoons of brown mustard, but because I don't have brown mustard, I'm going to use Dijon. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, apple juice, orange, all that stuff.
A thing I love about her is she says, I'm going to use this because I don't have that. So she's showing you all different ways you could do it if you don't have what the recipe actually says. And that's what makes for easy cooking because you don't got to get worried, right? Yeah, that's you. You're doing, yeah.
And a lot of this stuff,
Yeah.
people will generally have basically what's in their pantry anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of these shows that I watch, I'm like, what is that? No, you know,
Right.
I don't have that. That's a special trip to the grocery store, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Now, I want to be out of the way while she's grinding up this stuff. So where should I stand?
Oh, just hang on here for
I
a
want to
sec.
see
I'm
you.
gonna-
They want to see you grinding.
Absolutely. I'm just
Sure.
gonna move this
Why,
out over
Lena?
here.
Yeah.
Clean in here.
I I wasn't even thinking that, doll.
Well, she's checking my
Oh
nuts.
my
She's
gosh.
making sure my nuts are toasted.
You girls are too much for me. At my age, I don't think about these things, in that
We don't wanna
way.
give her a
Yeah.
heart attack.
No, my gosh, I'm having palpitations.
Okay, orange juice, olive oil. Okay,
Orange juice.
right here. I'm gonna take some of my rosemary. Well, my rosemary is gonna go in my quinoa, so I might wait on that.
Orange
Ooh.
zest. Do you have a shredder?
Yeah. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it right in here.
I
So
love
we're
that.
just gonna do a little bit of orange zest, people.
This is fabulous.
See, those are easy things that you don't think of.
No.
Just take your orange you have in your fruit basket.
Well,
and
but
zest
you know
it.
what I want to look for is one that's not so long here.
They have them. Yeah, they have them. They have different sizes of them. I'll get it when you went for Christmas. They have
They
short.
do, yeah.
They have short and
Yep.
fat ones.
Yeah.
Kind of like
And-
me.
One reason I'm making quinoa,
Yeah.
people, it's because my kids love it. Zachary loves it. I was really amazed because, well, then again, he is my eater. You know. What else does that say on there, Lisa?
Okay, so we've got the shallot, brown mustard, olive oil, 2 tablespoons of apple juice. Do you want to finish your orange? Oh, you got it?
Yep,
Now,
my
are
orange.
those regular oranges?
No,
or-
I
what
just
are
picked
those?
these out because usually I do not see them, but oranges are in season.
Yeah.
And so this is, it's not blood orange. It was
They
called
move-
something else, circa or something like that.
Ooh.
Look yummy.
Yeah, I know, I love
Yeah.
it. You know, it's
Isn't
like,
that
I
so
love
fabulous? And has
You
3
know?
big
Yeah.
pockets to put your stuff in.
Okay, about what, 2 tablespoons?
Yeah.
Tablespoons of olive oil, depending on the consistency desired.
I'm so glad.
Apple juice, 2 tablespoons of apple juice.
Because I want that flavor of the apple because my roast here is savory.
Did you put the brown mustard in already?
Nope, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, brown mustard.
See, people, I need a lot of people in my kitchen.
I love it.
When I'm under time
We're the
pressure.
sous chefs. We love being
Oh,
the
wait a
sous
minute,
chefs.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Bottom.
All right. I'm toasting the almonds.
I think I just did apple juice. Okay.
Yes, you did the apple juice, the orange juice, and salt and pepper.
Yeah, a little bit of salt and
You're
pepper.
ready to
Yeah.
go.
I can't wait to eat. The best part of all this is eating it. You sit down together. That's love.
It is. It really
It's
is.
love.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I am good whether you have paper plates or you're fine
Yeah.
china. Whether you have, see, the reason I'm wearing my glasses is because I was looking at the computer.
Oh,
I'm good if I have to eat it with my fingers. Are you kidding?
Oh, yeah, me too.
We
so
sometimes
did you
have to
go
do
over
that.
the pork roast of how you prepared
Yeah.
that?
What I did, you can do it several ways, but what I did because
Yeah.
of time,
Yeah.
usually what I would do is sear the pork loin roast, meaning you would have a big enough saute pan or a frying pan that you can also stick in the oven. So you would, brown it. Gosh, I couldn't
Yeah.
come up with that word. You would brown your pork loin, put the garlic and the rosemary and the thyme and the sage and the little cuts that I made into the roast to give that flavor throughout the whole thing. And then you would put it in the
Oven.
oven.
That's what I'm here for,
Yeah,
doll.
I know.
The
You
oven.
would,
That's what
you
I'm
would
here
put
for.
it in the oven, cook it for, depending on the size of your pork loin roast and the poundage, anywhere from an hour to maybe 2.5 hours. So I did this about 2 hours, and it's great. It's just the temperature should read about 160. I think 150. You might have a little pink in there. Obviously, it depends on the poundage of it. I like to go that at least the whole pork loin is white.
Yeah.
But make sure you don't over dry it because just like chicken, if you
Yeah.
overcook it, it does dry it out. So.
Bad. All right.
Okay, what else do I do here?
Okay, so then we've got all your ingredients
We're almost
in.
ready, dolls.
We have all these in. Okay.
Having a little cappuccino here.
Okay.
It's good for you.
That's what That's what I need. It's like I need a little vino.
Oh, a little vino.
Okay, let's see how this
All right.
baby works.
All right, here she goes.
Where's my spoon? There we go.
I'm loving this that it's so you don't cook this sauce.
No,
I
it's just
love
more of
this.
a sauce where your pork
Yeah.
would already be warmed up,
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah, yeah.
And so this is just a sauce that you can put over it.
I love it though because it's also healthy.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, there's no flour in it, no fattening stuff, and all.
Yeah, it's not that thick, heavy gravy.
Yeah.
Some more person.
I learned something new. Even though I'm old, I learned something new. It's good to learn new things.
I
Keeps you
think
joyful.
so.
Yeah, keeps
and
you
this
joyful.
is just so fresh, and
I know.
you have the heartiness, the savory of the pork. You know, with just pork meat, it's dense.
Yes.
And then you have the lightness of the sauce that even in the
Oh.
cold of winter, I mean, ice storms or I just think you have that little hint of like, not spring, but just like lightness. It's not so heavy. It's just all good.
I love you. You're like a poet when you talk about your cooking. Really serious, doll. You're like a poet talking about
like
it. I love it. That's why I think
I have
you
a
really.
whole story why I cooked, and to me it was just my way of, you know, probably making friends, but also, you know, thinking that I could do certain things.
Yeah. Well, you
People wouldn't like look at me as being short anymore.
Right. Yeah. I could see this.
Well, you know what? This is going to be it. I probably should have added more parsley, but because of time's sake and live, we are just going to wait it here and let me have a little taste.
I'm gonna see how your quinoa's doing. Stir the quinoa. Well, I just
A
think
little more parsley. But this will be good for now.
Tell me if that's ready, dog. Because I never cooked this.
Let me see. Oh yeah, this is ready.
This is new for me. I'm so excited.
This is ready. And I'm going to use the other zest of this orange because I want to blend the flavors of the pork and the sauce and with the quinoa.
With the quinoa? Okay.
So I'm just going to put a little more juice in here. And you got my toasted, toasted
almonds. I'm loving the way you do this.
So a little squeeze of this orange in here because I got it.
So you're just making this up. You're thinking, I'll put a little.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it. Well, this is what I
and
love.
I will write it down for everyone.
It helps us
as
learn
to
how to
this
cook, you know.
Specifics.
It helps us learn how to do things in a different way and see things differently.
Yeah.
It's like you just said, I think I'll put orange in there.
And like I said, sometimes people may not have some of these ingredients.
Yum.
I put like a half a tablespoon, I think, of rosemary in there because it does have a strong flavor. And the one thing about quinoa, because it is like couscous, it's that fine grain. You don't need a lot of ingredients to enhance it because you don't want to take away the nuttiness, the heartiness of the quinoa, and cover it with all these. So I probably got a little bit more here than I need, but that's okay.
Are you going to put that in the quinoa?
Yes.
Or should I bring you the pan?
No, I want to warm this up a little bit in the heat of the quinoa.
I never even did this. Did you in your Italian? No.
I just started using quinoa. I love it.
I love this.
I love it.
And to tell you the truth, I found out about quinoa from David, my trainer. Diana, yeah.
Yeah, she brought it over one time for a party, remember?
And I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? Oh, she goes, it's so easy. And I'm like, okay, I need easy.
Yes, because I see the kids making this, but I never did it because it was not, we make rice.
Right.
Or,
Risotto.
But like you said though, Aunt Lena, is you're always learning.
Yes.
We get into the routine sometimes of the same old when we cook.
Yes.
Like growing up, process was like key.
Yeah.
So minute rice, not that anything's wrong with minute rice, but I don't cook with minute rice at all. I'd rather go with brown rice, jasmine rice, whole grain wild rice.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
But quinoa, I'm thinking, quinoa, what is that? Okay, that's a foreign thing.
Well, even the spelling of it.
I know it because I thought it was quinoa.
Quinoa.
Yeah.
My kids told me how to talk it.
Okay. And so, you just learn.
Platter or anything?
No, I will here in a minute.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm going to add a little, do I have any more of that chicken broth left? Probably not. Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I chopped up, because of the savoriness of the pork loin roast that has garlic, salt and pepper, a little olive oil, rosemary, thyme, and sage cut into these little slits. I just wanted to bring out a little bit of the nuttiness of the quinoa, so that's why I'm doing the slivered almonds in here. But also with a hint of like, not sweetness, but kind of like that sweet savory.
Yes.
And so that's why I've incorporated an apple in here. You could use Granny Smith if you wanted. I just, picked up whatever apples I had, really.
Yeah, I love how you do this. So Italian.
You know?
Pick it just up with your head.
And
They're saying they're hungry, you guys.
I'm starving, and I can't wait to sit down and have a plate
and here
of
I
this.
thought I had too much of this, but
No, it's lunch,
I needed
almost
a little
lunchtime.
bit more.
Yeah, are they hungry? Are they all making it at home? Tell them to start cooking.
The recipes will be forthcoming. And like I said, I apologize if this is taking a little bit longer for all of you guys still online. But as I mentioned, this is a live show. There's no commercial interruption, so a lot of this bantering.
There are some of those little 10-second.
Okay. So there's a lot of bantering that we're kind of doing back and forth, or you may not always see me or Aunt Lena, you know, whatever. It's because those are the things that you necessarily wouldn't see if we had little breaks and you know, stuff like that. So
But that's part of cooking. Is you're having fun with your friends and you're enjoying life and right?
Yeah, and you're making.
sometimes I like a little olive oil
of course.
because, well, yeah, I've
I
always
was going to
liked it.
suggest, but I didn't want to.
I was going to put apple juice in here, but I thought, you know what? I have enough of that in the sauce that
yeah.
goes over the meat.
Okay.
And the olive oil, to me, it just kind of blends it all together.
Yeah.
It gives a little bit more moistness and a little bit of flavor.
She's Italian, I know. She's
You know?
Italian.
Of course.
a little drip
Now,
of
I'm
that
going
in
to,
there.
yeah, really.
Now.
Let me see. Do I need salt and pepper for
Oh,
this?
now sometimes I don't put too much salt in anymore.
No,
these days.
I don't either.
You
Yeah.
wait.
Yep.
You wait, right? Yeah, and you see. Sometimes people just
Here
put
was a
salt at
little
the
more
table.
broth.
I
What
thought.
do you think? Is it good?
Need salt.
Need salt. All right. Need
There we
salt.
go.
little
Where my
right.
salt go?
You had your salt out here before.
Here it is.
I saw
Look,
it.
I picked these little things up. Look, I still left the price. Love it.
Oh, now I've been
Sea
using
salt?
sea salt.
Yeah.
Yes, this is
sea-
oh no, this is kosher salt.
Well, that's good too.
I like kosher.
Yeah.
Sea salt to
Coarse.
me,
Yeah.
a little coarser, but it's got a more
Yeah,
pungent,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
salt
yeah.
flavor to
More
it.
for fish and things like
Yeah.
that.
Kosher
Or
we
even
use-
for chicken and your pasta noodles and
We use
just some of
kosher,
those.
Pasta.
I'm gonna stir this up.
Where's the pasta?
Well, see, that's what Grandma be saying. The great grandma. Where's the? What do
you
you
know
mean,
what?
What
This
do you
is
mean,
so
quinoa?
healthy.
We got the. Where's it? But I agree with you.
And
We
the
got
thing that I like about quinoa
Yeah. Your
is
father would.
that it's a great meatless
Yes,
thing too.
yes.
Right.
You can make a lot of it.
Your father would be saying, Lisa. Wait
Yeah.
a minute. What are you talking about? Quinoa.
Yeah. He doesn't even do rice.
Right. Give me the pop. Look, she
90.
tasted.
He'll be 91 this year. Full Italian. My dad. He's so
All right. What do you think?
Yeah,
No, not
I
good?
liked it. I like the lemon
Now where do the
lemon
almonds
zest.
go?
They go in here,
Okay.
Oh.
See?
and I'll put a little more on top as I serve it to kind of.
Oh.
And this gives a little bit of crunch to it, and
Because it kind of has a nutty flavor anyway,
Yeah.
so that kind of complements.
I'm kind of hungry.
look at it. I'm teaching her well.
We're gonna be.
Okay, Lisa, as you said, let's plate this.
Yes, let's
Oh.
plate
Now this is the fancy part where they make everything look gorgeous.
it. I'm going to go through some questions. Let's go to some questions while we're plating.
Oh, I can't reach here with the sauce on it. So are you gonna make a whole like one big like platter? No, you're doing small.
I'll serve it up.
Oh, she's gonna serve it up. I love it. I'm coming here every Saturday for this.
Let me get a little bowl here for the sauce.
She's gonna
People
plate
feel like
it
they're right
up,
in the kitchen with us. That's awesome.
and
Well,
now
people,
we're gonna
this
get
is
to eat
my
it.
this is my kitchen. This is
Yeah.
not a stage. If you guys have seen the show, this is my home, my life, and so
Yeah.
when you're creating, see, that's the other thing. People always say, "Oh, your house is so messy."
Well,
But this is my creativity. Oh, a lot of people do, and this is my
gotta know.
creativity. So it's like I get boggled down if I got to worry about all that other stuff. So you're creative. It's like you got olive oil here, an open can
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
Anna, can you tell us why you haven't put your purse down yet to get comfortable?
With my purse, my pocketbook. You think I'm gonna put my pocketbook down? I don't put my pocketbook down anyway. Though my lipstick's right in there. I can't be not having it with me. I have to have it at all times. Are you kidding? You never. My gloves are in there. My important things.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
your
Amy.
life.
I know Amy's, and I know she's nice.
Life.
But
Hey,
is in
all
there.
of your things
Yeah.
were there.
yeah, you don't put your pocketbook down. Sorry.
I'm gonna plate it right up here, Rich. Right in front
Right.
here, Richard.
Say it again?
I'm gonna plate it right up here. Is that good?
Okay, that's totally fine.
Okay.
All right, we're ready.
Keep in mind, I'm listening to audio about 30 seconds after you say it.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go. So she's gonna plate it. I'm gonna still hold my pocketbook here.
Okay. So let's ask a few more questions.
Yes.
Amy, you have any trips planned?
Trips plan. Well, you know what? I just got back from Hollywood, LA, kind of talking to my production company and TLC. So people who knows what'll come down the pike. I don't even have an idea, but you go down there and I met some our good friend Jason Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful guy,
Yeah.
E News Entertainment. He's just so wonderful, and he's going to help out at our charity event again.
September 7th.
September 15th.
Yeah.
Alex Asubio, who was Top Chef 5,
Oh.
won that. and so he has his own restaurant in LA called Sweet Salt.
Love it.
Fabulous. Donates to our event. So I saw them. So it was a good time in LA. But besides other trips, well, it's my big birthday this year.
Yeah.
And I know, I gotta provide action while I still talk. I gotta get a fork here.
Yeah, you do, doll.
And
I'm
so
That's good.
I'm gonna plan something for that big birthday, but I'm not sure where I want to go because I would like to travel some of the states, see some of you guys.
Oh.
I would like to, if the cookbook comes out, I might be touring a little bit of that. I'll go back home, Michigan, my Mackinac Island, and go back to Michigan. So maybe not really big trips, but just some smaller ones.
And do you like flying or does it bother you?
Oh, people. Did someone ask that question?
Yeah, you like flying.
I love to fly. I love to travel. But I will tell you this. I am no fan of this whole TSA thing. I think the invasion and what we gave up by having that happen.
Yeah.
I go through these windblown machines or whatever you call it. Puff machines.
Yeah.
I had to go through it twice because the first time, I don't know, on the image of the body, too many yellow things showed up.
Oh my God.
Well, do you have your belt on? They asked me that 3 times. I'm like, no. Anything in your pockets? No. So I went through it, and then just a few of the yellow things showed up, and then, we have to, pat you down. But my whole thinking is that why do you have to pat me down? Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Good thing.
They always want to pat me down.
Yeah.
Even before those things.
Yeah. But I mean, some of the stories, though. Oh, I'll do this.
It's terrible.
Some of the stories
Terrible.
that you hear about a child.
Oh,
Here
terrible.
we tell our kids to be careful of
Right.
strangers, and you got some guy that they don't even know
Yes.
touching them.
It's terrible.
I don't know. I just think
Okay, so you're putting almonds on the top.
I'm just putting a
Yummy.
little almonds on the
Yeah.
top as a
Garnish.
a garnish. Good, thank you, Aunt Lena.
You're welcome, doll.
As a garnish, or you could put, because I have parsley or parsley within the quinoa.
Yeah.
You can top it just with a few parsley flakes on top.
And
Look
this
at
is
that.
parsley shallot
This is parsley, shallot,
sauce.
little apple juice, orange juice. I needed to put a little bit of olive oil, garlic,
Orange zest.
little salt and pepper, orange zest, and some of the juice
Mustard.
too. And so I'm just gonna, a little bit of mustard.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Put
do
that
that.
Oh,
And
Put it there for them. to
there's
see
your
how
dinner
gorgeous.
for Sunday.
Want me to put it there?
Oh yeah.
There's our dinner for Sunday, but we're eating it
yeah,
today
good
on
job.
Saturday because, we're here.
Lisa's arm can
Yeah,
do this a
yeah.
lot better, but
Oh yeah, I had to have a little sprinkle there.
Oh,
So
that's beautiful.
fabulous. And then to top it off,
Yeah, we gotta have a little
we
what?
just need a little sip, but an Oregon wine,
Oh.
Erath. It's awesome. Pinot
Yeah.
Gris.
Yeah.
Pinot Gris.
Just a little taste.
Yeah.
You know, Italians have to have a little taste. Wait, I was
Yeah.
going to give you
Nope.
the purple one.
Oh, purple. Yeah.
Okay, so this was from Patrick
Patrick
Lamb,
Lamb.
who is going to
Oh.
be a guest for our Valentine's show.
Oh.
Had an awesome concert for New Year's Eve. So those were custom glasses,
Oh.
and I'll get one.
So we have pork loin roast
Yeah.
for that Sunday dinner. If you just want it, just a little bit of time. It doesn't take long to prep this pork roast. We'll have the recipe up on Little Big Talk, so just go to littlebigtalk.com and we'll have this recipe and the quinoa recipe up there. And if you don't have some of the ingredients, feel free to substitute another herb or another spice or something like that,
Life's too short.
and just make it, your own. But this is what I thought would be a great complement to the pork loin roast, to bring a little bit of a sweetness in it with the apples and the orange zest. And then with the sauce over the pork, and I would probably top this off maybe with fresh green beans, complement it with the almonds again because that's incorporated in with the quinoa, or maybe a really fresh green salad. Make it very simple. Arugula, I think, is great. It's got that little peppery little kind of bite to it.
Yeah.
And just make a little vinaigrette, and maybe top it off with some sweet cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes or
For me,
something.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
And you can just put a little bit of shavings of Parmesan or what's oregano or whatever that other cheese is.
Reggio,
Yeah.
Parma Reggio, yes.
See, I'm not. You know what? I love Italian. I can do all the Italian
I'll
stuff,
teach
but I
you,
can't
babe. I'll teach
I
you,
can't do
dog.
the words of
Gotta get
Italian.
my
And
gloves
with
off.
that,
Or
we need
except
a
the
little
ciao.
salute.
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 Bene,
Salute.
va bene.
So you guys, thank you so much for tuning into Little Big
Yeah,
Talk.
thanks.
Saturday, January 28th. Our next one is going to be coming up, I believe it's February 11th, and we're going to talk about a little bit about Valentine's.
Woohoo.
I want to know what you guys are going to do, what we call the love connection, thing.
Yeah.
You know, but some of you may not have that special someone or a special relationship. But
matter.
Valentine's can also be about giving love back to someone else. So
Nice.
maybe you volunteer.
Yeah.
Maybe, take time to go to a senior center and read to them or do an activity with them. Maybe volunteer at a kid's
Yes.
function or
Yeah.
special needs or something like that. Valentine's is about love, in my opinion. So we're going to just talk a little bit about that. But I'd love to hear what you guys do, your thoughts, that special someone, whether it be that little nightie, a little chocolate,
Yeah.
or maybe something else.
Or
So again,
specialty.
thank you for tuning in to Little Big Talk, and I definitely hope to see you again. Keep believing in yourself, and in turn, you'll be inspiring to others. Thank you so much.
She is
Bye-bye.
dog.
Thank you, Lena. Aunt Lena.
Mwah.
Mwah. And this is my sidekick.
Ciao, dog.
Can you guys bring the plate in closer? People
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
the plate.
And we're going to keep it on for a little while while
Yeah.
we're eating, so let people... Oh, my God.
Yeah, you want
They're
to-
gonna
I'll
watch
get
it. You mean
some
they're gonna
more.
watch us eat? They're gonna watch us eat. Is that what they're doing?
Well, we just have a little conversation.
Slide off the plate there.
Oh, I gotta take my gloves off to eat, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
I'll just do a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, listen, you guys don't have to eat
Not
all
at
of
all.
this, so.
Wow,
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat some
people
pork.
want
I guess I gotta taste
Now,
it. Are you
Rich-
kidding?
Rich gets to do the first taste test, right?
Oh, does he need a
Yeah,
knife and
everyone
fork?
will sit, and I'm gonna.
You want me to go
I
do
can, if you want to go to
Here.
the.
Let me
No,
do
that's
these
not knife
first
and
so
fork. Which is
people
knife
can
and fork?
see. Look
It's
at
up
this,
here.
Rich.
My
Look at
dishwasher
this.
broke, so
Wait a
I got
minute.
to,
Oh my god.
Producer
I
here.
have to,
Here you go,
wash
sir.
everything.
Oh, that's awful.
Rich needs a fork, Lena.
Here he is, dog.
Here, we'll do
Whoa.
this.
Do
You
this
know,
here.
the more obnoxious, the better, right?
Yeah, there you are, dog.
That's how we are.
Did you want to try some of this, Lisa?
Yes, please.
And see, this to me, you can add some of the juice from the
Oh, yeah, the juice.
Yeah.
pork.
Look at a knife here. For Lisa.
Smell-o-vision, please.
How is it, Rich?
Rich, how is it?
It's phenomenal. It's awesome.
Flavor?
Be honest with me.
Mm.
They can't hear
It
you.
is
Maybe.
really good.
All right.
Mmm.
Is it good?
Mmm.
All right.
Like the
Yeah.
rosemary, it's still good, huh?
Well, this is
I need to
Lisa's.
find another
No, I have plenty of knives.
I love pork roast.
What are we gonna give you for a fork? Do you have one over there? In
Yeah,
the
I
pan.
have some.
Yeah, it's good.
Grazie.
Mmm.
Because pork by itself, I mean, my son would smother barbecue sauce over the whole thing. But
I love the quinoa.
did you give this plate away to Rich?
I got
Okay,
one
good.
skinny
So
one.
the quinoa tastes like rosemary and citrus,
Okay.
or the drizzle over the
Let's flip
pork
this
does?
around.
The quinoa is fresh.
I'm sorry, what?
We want to know if the quinoa tastes like rosemary and citrus, or the drizzle over the pork does.
The drizzle over the pork is a little more savory tart because of the mustard and everything. Whatever the other part of the question was, you can taste a little bit of the more rosemary within the quinoa
Yeah.
because when you bake it, the flavor gets into the meat, so it's softer.
Yes.
And that's why you only need very little rosemary in your
So
quinoa.
strong. That's what I always.
And it's so tender you can cut the pork
Oh, is it? Okay, good.
with your fork.
Oh yeah.
Which is good because I don't have a knife. The quinoa
Here.
is delicious.
Share.
Share it on that. Now I'm going to do the pork with the dressing.
Oh yeah, do you want to? Okay, good.
Amy, nice,
Okay.
baby.
Okay, there is still full audio, guys. Just keep that in mind.
Okay, got it.
For a non-Italian, you're pretty hot. That's all I have
Oh,
to say.
wow. See, listen, I mean,
That's like, what else can I say? That's like the
is
best
this
thing.
good?
Oh, it's yummy.
All
It
right.
is.
I'm going to have my Vinny make this for me.
Well, you know how I look at my cookbook just because of what's happened in my life with the
Yeah.
TV show and everything. So many people have seen me cook for my family or
Mhm.
having the kids over or some of the parties that we've had.
Mhm.
Is that I look at my cookbook as here, if I could, I would love to cook for all of you.
Mhm.
So now that you're going to be doing the cooking for your family,
Yeah.
through some of the recipes that I've done on the show that have come from way back when, or even a few that a friend has given to me, friends I should say,
Yes.
have given to me. And so this is my way of enjoy.
Yeah. Oh.
Enjoy.
Manja.
The pork would be a little more hotter.
That's okay. I love that.
See, I liked it.
I like this, what you put on top of the pork. I'm gonna tell Vinny, get him to make it for me. Yeah.
It probably would have been a little thicker to add a little more parsley to it, but I'm going to try the blender because it might be a little more creamier, but I just use the processor.
No.
I like to taste the
I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's good like this. Yeah, sure. I like it. Yeah. And for dessert, we have a little cannoli. We're all set.
Oh my gosh, we would be. Because you know what? I need a sweet ending.
Oh.
Even if it's a little piece of chocolate, I don't care. Lisa knows it. She's like,
Yeah, she makes
why are
me
you
eat half
doing
the
this to me?
dessert every time we go somewhere.
I'm like,
Yeah.
let's just split one.
All right, next time I come, Joel, I'm gonna bring you a box of always Italian pastry from the Creamers in Portland, the best.
That DePrima from DePrima Dolce
best.
Bakery.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
She's authentic. Heart calibrated.
Give me an N. N. Give me an O. O. Give me an A. A. What did it say? Quinoa.
Okay. No wonder why you can't start to find this way. You would never guess it.
No. Well, no, half the time it's hard too. And I think it's becoming more popular. But do you find it in the rice section?